So we're in Concord, North Carolina at the Windshear facility.
It's been a hell of a journey to get here, I can assure you.
We're in the prep phase, so yeah, it's pretty exciting, and tomorrow's when stuff gets real.
That's about as close as you could ever hope for, right?
Whenever the car is ready, just roll it to down outside the door.
The hairs on my arms, prickled up. It was a big moment for us. I mean, we couldn't be happier.
At one point, I saw the thing up at 283 kilometres an hour, so it's pretty cool to watch.
Right. Hey, how's it going? You all right? A lot of people in here.
I know.
It's going to be a busy couple of days. So the car's been running for an hour, so I'm going to go and make sure that the tape's all okay, but yeah, no change on the car. The idea of the next map should last about 15 minutes, and it's got quite a small spacing on the front ride height to dive its front ride height speed at 2 rear ride heights, so basically it should highlight any braking issues.
Obviously, we previously undertook the VCAT test. There's such a significant difference in the amount of information between a runway test and being here at this amazing facility at Windshear. So, for example, we're assessing on 3 or 4 different points of the car for downforce drag and overall downforce. Here, they're assessing it across over 50 different properties.
Front downforce, we're getting identical numbers at that ride height between the wind tunnel and VCAT. Rear downforce, we see a bit less in the wind tunnel than in VCAT. At this second ride height here, again, front downforce is pretty close actually. Rear downforce is a bit lower in the wind tunnel than VCAT, but fairly close. Same order of magnitude and very believable numbers that we're getting from both things.
Today was really to look at the cars, see what the differences are, and then look how we best balance those cars. We've had 2 head aerodynamicists from NASCAR here as well.
It's become a young man's sport now. I don't know if you saw that with the change of your car, but...
Yeah, it did 2 things. It really shook up the dominant teams because all the advantage of years was gone. And then it gave a bunch of middle teams, the opportunity to win races, which some of them did.
Which is good. It's great.
Yeah.
So what we've got here, which I think is probably the best place to start, is a comparison between the baseline GM car and the V3 Ford. And I think the most important takeaway from this is whenever we look at front ride height sensitivity, we do see more sensitivity at low front ride heights for the Ford. So the
sort of what we were suspecting might be the case.
Exactly that. So the kind of hypothesis, if you like, as we came into the test, I think there is data to back that up. But the key test that we ended up with was the option where we raised the centre section of the front splitter, so taking it further away from the ground to try and take away that sensitivity. The change on the Ford is really quite stark. You actually gain front downforce all the way through that ride height range. You're still gaining downforce at that 80 mil front.
No, I probably want to lose a bit of front because we gained some front. You guys gained some front, but probably not as much as we did.
Yeah, so
which is probably what you're going to say.
Exactly, we talked about before, we can meet in the middle in terms of you pull your air balance backwards slightly and lose some drag. You have packers on the front, and we increase our rear speed to make it closer to the Mustang. as a sort of.
It's very good.
Look, it's just been a really good first day, an eye-opener for everybody, and you know we've set the bar pretty high for ourselves now, so it's been really good. Interestingly, the cars are very close. Some of the traits that people have talked about during the year, you know, we've identified it, so you know that's a big tick of the box to start with.
Good morning. 5 minutes.
It's more like an extension.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So far we've added 3 points of drag, 2 of it of drag, and
20 points.
18. Yeah.
There's a cause and effect, you know, you need to add a bit of drag and then you put that on and that causes downforce, and then you do something on the rear and it changes the front. So it's a bit like you chase your tail, or it feels like you're chasing your tail a fair bit.
Just trying to improve the radius under the car. We found a big gain, or the Mustang found a big gain. Going to our centerline profile on the front edge, and now we're just trying to continue that. So we made a template to squeegee that all the way out. Our radius, our profile dropped down towards the outside of the bumper. So we're just trying to replicate, trying to make the cars the same as possible. They found a gain, so we're just trying to improve that. It has an effect on pitch sensitivity, so proximity to the ground, to make sure that the air can get under the car and not have a sharp edge where it stalls and chokes and you lose downforce.
You're looking at two different cars, and you know, one's in the box because they've set the box just because someone had to go first, and then you look at the other one that's outside of the box and you're thinking, how on earth are they going to get there?
Essentially just shifting the efficiency window of the vehicle. So basically we power up the wheel band, and that allows us to essentially change the front downforce. And now we're going to couple that with a change at the rear of the car.
So your point. So tomorrow, first up, you take the checks out, right? Go back to V3.
Yeah.
Okay. You just do a run with that. Then are we talking when we're back?
Then we're talking, I think we need to add some drag to get into the box.
We tried a couple of things yesterday, as I said, to try and get a direction, and we got a little bit of a direction, but it was the night's sleep and the list of things that we planned to do last night that by quite early on this morning there was a sense of relief, because I'm not sure, this is a new experience for so many people, in Teamland, in supercars, and it was up to the Mustang and obviously the DJR, the homologation team, to match the Camaro.
We're hoping to take a little bit of front load off the car. For me, it feels like adding something to do that.
I'm okay with exploring that end blade thing.
Run it as this?
Yeah, the guys should have tuned it up based on what we discussed. It's a gurney on the inside of the end plate, which will probably reduce some downforce as well with high pressure on the underside of the wing.
Yes.
And then you crank some angle into it.
Because the Mustangs had quite a few changes this year, they had more toys to play with, more parts that they could sort of in their cabinets.
After we'd established fixing the sensitivities of the cars, then we worked on establishing parity.
Once we started getting close, then you could kind of see, the spirit started to lift, and then at one point when one of the guys from Dynamic, you heard a little fist pump from him, we sort of knew that, okay, we might have got the box.
Oh! Done.
Oh my gosh. There we go.
I think that's about as close as you could ever hope for, right?
Yeah.
It's really quite close. Let's take a tidy up. Just don't drop out of the box. Okay? I'm probably only going to add. That could be painful.
I think we should change the wing angle. What do you guys think? More wicker?
But the guys from Dynamic have been fantastic. You know, they're our new aero partner. You know, they helped guide us through it, and they literally had some recommendations last night, and the HDs, you know, took that on board. About 4,200 kilometres of running, which is a massive amount, and so big week.
It's been a really, really good exercise. Good people. I think everybody worked really well together.